Good morning. In these slides, I start the new chapter, that is networking concepts. What is a computer network? A network or a computer network is a collection of interconnected computers. Computers are said to be interconnected if they are capable of sharing or exchanging data or information. You know, we work with computers which are normally standalone systems. They are independent computers or machines. Whereas a computer network can be defined as a group of autonomous computers or group of independent computers and other devices that are connected in some ways so as to be able to exchange data. Then what is the purpose of having networks? The main goal of networking is sharing of the resources, and it is to make all the programs, data and equipment, peripherals available to anyone on the network without regard to physical location of the resource and the user. Another very important goal is to provide high reliability by having alternative sources of supply. That means, suppose if you have a program or data item present in your machine which may not be reliable, but if you store a copy of that in a network, it is accessible anytime, everywhere, and by any user. That is called reliability. Many types of networks exist, but most of the common networks we use are local area networks and wide area networks. We will study more on this in the coming sections. Now let us find the need of the networks or actual goals of networking. They are as follows: resource sharing, reliability, cost effectiveness, communication medium. And what do you mean by resources sharing? As I told, the files, the data, the devices, all can be shared among various users which are connected to the network. So there is no need of installing separate devices like printers, or even there need to be have only one copy of a data file or a program file instead of having many separate individual copies which consumes a lot of memory. So resource sharing is a primary objective or goal of networking, which saves a lot of the effort, time and memory space also. Then second one is reliability. See, when you have a data which is very critical or which is more important, it is a better idea to store in another place. Probably normally we do different copies of data files and program files, but even that is not reliable method. So when you store a copy in the network somewhere in another machine which is connected to this machine, then it becomes a very reliable source. It becomes an alternative source. In case you lose your data or files, there is no problem. It is available in the network device. Another most important goal is cost effectiveness. It is because of remote access. You know, see, when files are available on a network, there is no physically moving the data or files between a place to another place, either to carry the data, to get the data, to access the results or whatever it is. So it is a very good source of cost effectiveness. We are able to save a huge amount of money because of this networking concepts. Various companies and organizations definitely they are using and saving a lot of their resources, I mean time, especially money, in the networks, using the networks. So the communication medium, as you know, most often this email has become a so popular and most effective way of communication between people, between offices, between organizations, everything. So other tools like SMS, chat, video conferencing, etc. have become so much useful, and that is also because of the networks. So this is also a goal of networking. Now what are the applications of networks? There are many applications. I need not have to mention that everyone knows in this days that networks play a very important role in our day-to-day life. Basically, there are two types of network applications: pure network applications and standalone network applications. These pure network applications heavily depend on the network as such. These are applications created to be used in a network. Using pure network applications on a single computer doesn't make sense. So they help to transfer data and communicate with a network or with the machines which are connected on the network. Such applications have a separate and distinct user interface that user must learn to make use of. For example, Outlook Express. It is a mail client using which we can communicate with emails effectively. The second type is, as I told, standalone network applications. These are restricted most often to a single machine, and later the results or the files can be transferred over the network to different machines. Now, the history or development of this networking. The network or the internet was initially developed to allow computers to share scientific and military information in late 1960s. It was known as ARPANET. This idea of ARPANET, which is the earliest computer network, was proposed by Leonard Kleinrock in 1961. This ARPANET stands for Advanced Research Project Agency of USA. Then the term packet, which is connected with the networking, which is a unit of data which is passed through a network line, which was coined by Donald Davis in '65, which describes the data sent between computers over a network. And also you know that this National Science Foundation has a very big role in the development of network. It was in 1980s to develop the internet communications to link several university computing departments. And the very famous name in networking is Tim Berners-Lee. In 1889, he and others working at CERN, Switzerland, proposed a new communications protocol for information transfer. And this technology was based on hypertext system, and which led to the development of the so-called World Wide Web or WWW in the 90s. The history of the development of this networking or internet through various years is given these through slides. You can go through. Now, what is WWW or World Wide Web? It is commonly known as the web, and it is an information system where documents and other web resources are identified by so-called URLs or Uniform Resource Locators, which may be interlinked by hypertext and are accessible over the internet. And this World Wide Web is a system of internet servers that use HTTP as the main protocol to transfer documents formatted in hypertext markup language HTML. And these are viewed by using the software called web browsers, for example Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, etc. This hypertext enables a document to be connected to other documents through the web, through hyperlinks. And in addition to the text, we can embed images, video, audio, etc. into this HTML text. Multiple web resources with a common theme, a common domain name, or both will be making a website. So website is normally a collection of web pages, we know. Websites are stored in computers that are running a program called web server that responds to requests made over the internet from web browsers using the user's computer. Now, internet. What is internet? We know internet is a worldwide network of computer networks, or interconnection of small and large networks. It is also called the super network. It is also called information superhighway, you know, because this internet is a system of the interconnection between various computer servers, workstations, which makes it possible to access whatever the information we would like to get. The Internet is a global system of interconnected computer networks that uses the Internet Protocol suite to access and send data. It's a network of networks that consist of private, public, academic, business, and government, and different types of other networks in the local or global scope, linked by broad area of various types of communication technologies like electronic, wireless, optical, etc. And in the following slides, you are going to look at some of the statistics about the worldwide Internet users. What is a uniform resource locator? In short, a uniform resource locator, or URL, is the global address of documents and other resources on the web. For example, http://www.who.int. The first part of the address indicates which protocol to use, example HTTP. The second part of the address identifies the domain name or the internet address where the information is located. And in this part of networking class, another term, interspace, we will study. It is a client-server software program which allows multiple users to communicate online with real-time audio, video, text chat, with the most advanced form of communication on the internet. It is an applications environment for interconnections of spaces to access information, similar to the internet, which is a protocol environment for interconnecting networks to send data. This interspace is a version of or the vision of what the internet will become, where users access the data and cross-correlate information in multiple sources. It is an applications environment for interconnecting spaces to manipulate information, such as what we do in communicating across the applications, much as the internet is a protocol environment for interconnecting networks to transmit the data. Thank you.